Hi. For those of you that don't know, my name's Logan Brunner. I'm primarily an actor, but I graduated from college at SUNY Purchase with a degree in screenwriting, and this year in 2020 I'm getting the chance to direct my first feature film, which is really exciting for me. In doing that, I've gotten the chance to go behind the scenes on casting, and I noticed a couple things that actors were doing that I remember that I used to do when I first started auditioning and submitting and all of that. So I wanted to make this video of like what I noticed about submissions and what I noticed about submitting in general, and mistakes that people made and things that can help, I think, as an actor getting into the business or who's been in the business for a while. So I'm going to rattle through a couple things, and if you guys like this, let me know, and maybe I'll do more of it. So first thing I want to talk about is headshots. Headshots are hard because they're expensive. Getting a good photographer, especially in New York City, is a daunting task. But what I will say is they're super necessary. It's the first thing that I see when I'm evaluating you as a performer and as an actor. It's my first impression of you. It's my first who are you going to play. So I need to know what you look like. Basic what you look like. Not what do you look like on the best day that you've had after you've thrown on all your makeup. And I just need to know what you're going to look like when you walk in an audition room. Because if you walk in that room and you don't look the way your headshot did, then I might have given you an audition for the wrong character, or you might not even fit the world that I'm trying to build. And that wastes my time. And the last thing you want to do is waste somebody's time, because then they're going to remember you as the person that wasted their time, and that's not good. Make sure that your stuff is as high quality as possible. Make sure that if you're getting it done by a friend, that you get it done with the best camera that you can. iPhones have great cameras now. You can get low-budget headshots done if you don't have the money for a professional photographer. But just make sure you have a really good photo that shows off who you are, that you can send to people that you're proud of, because it's the first thing I look at. It's the first way I'm going to evaluate you, and you want it to be your best foot forward. Next, I want to talk about resumes, because it's the next thing I look at. And resumes have a pretty standard format, which I'm happy to discuss in another video if people are interested. But the one thing that I really noticed is that actors start to get way too proud of all of their credits and start to overstuff their resume. If there's so much on your resume that I don't know where to look, that's a problem. You need to start narrowing things down once you get to a certain point, which is hard because we've all done these projects that we're really passionate about, that we love. But try and get it down to your best work, the best roles, the best things that you did. Once you start getting up there with a bunch of projects. Because if I'm looking at something and there's 50 projects and 30 places you trained and a bunch of special skills, I don't know what I'm supposed to focus on. I might miss something really great and focus on something that's not as high quality, and that's not what you want to happen. Look at my notes. PDFs or JPEGs for resumes. Don't send them as Word documents or Pages documents or link out to your website or to a Google Drive or any of that. The fastest, most simple way to get me something is as a JPEG, because I can just open it on any device. If it's a Word document, I might not be able to open it. Google Drive, I might not have Google Drive. If you just send me a JPEG or a PDF, I can open that up. It makes life really, really easy. So send your things as JPEGs and PDFs. If you're doing it in Word, it's just exporting it in a different way. You can run it through software online. Find a way to do it, because it does make a difference. Next, I want to talk about Reels. Reels are tricky, and everyone is saying, get Reels. Reels are the most important thing, and they are. They're super important. But having no Reel is better than having a bad one. If you have a bad Reel, I instantly think you're a bad actor, not that you have bad footage. If you don't send me any footage, I'm just judging you on your headshot and your resume. And it's a lot easier to kind of skirt by and have me give you a chance if I see your really good headshot and your really good resume and you don't have a Reel, because then I'm more inclined, at least in my opinion, to look at you and say, I want to give you a shot. I want to see what you look like as an actor. I highly, highly recommend student films. MFA programs, Columbia, NYU, they're the people that are going to be the next generation of filmmakers. They're looking for great actors. They're going to give you footage that looks professional and looks like a movie. If something looks like a movie, I'm going to buy that you're an actor in a movie. If it looks like you shot it at your apartment or you hired someone to shoot it for you, specifically for your reel, I think it's a fake scene, and therefore I think you're a fake actor. That's the last thing you want. I've watched friends of mine do scenes that I thought they were a bad actor in, even though I know they're incredibly talented, because the scene looked fake. The scene threw me off of their acting in a way that I wouldn't have brought them in, even though I know how talented they are. The other thing with Reels is really technical, and it's just make sure it's clean. Don't let frames be randomly misplaced. Don't have that thing happen where you're running one scene and it goes one frame into the next and then all of a sudden we cut to a new scene. Make sure everything looks as clean and professional as possible, because even the littlest thing can throw my eye off. Keep your reels to like 3 minutes, because I don't have a lot of time. I'm not going to sit there and watch a 9.5-minute reel. I'm going to want to see something short and sweet. Also on that note, I know a lot of people are putting sizzle reels at the beginning of their reel, or like a musical compilation of their work, of showing them in film. And I think they're really cool. I think sizzle reels are a great new thing for the industry. You don't need it at the beginning of your reel. The first thing I want to see is you acting. Whether that's you talking or not, as long as I'm seeing you acting, it's a great way to start, because then I'm instantly invested in you, rather than me having to sit through a 30-second thing, which isn't really what I'm looking for, that just shows that you look good on camera. I really feel like time is so crucial in this industry, and the little things are the things that ruin your chances, because if you have so many submissions that you have to go through, you don't have time to click through everything. You don't have time to watch really long reels. You don't have time to watch through sizzle reels at the beginning of the reel. You just want acting right up front. What do you look like? And if you can deliver that to me, I am very inclined to give you an audition. Don't send me things that aren't relevant. This goes with reels. If you only have footage of you doing a Shakespeare monologue and I'm doing a modern film, that's not going to help me, and it's going to make me think that you're not thinking. It's going to make me think that you're just throwing things at a wall. Send me footage that's relevant, and if you don't have footage that's relevant, just don't send me footage. It's okay. I will give you an opportunity if I have the time to give you an opportunity, because I like your headshot and your resume. Make sure you know the people that you're talking to. I've had people send me emails and not realize that they had sent me an email a week earlier, and it makes me feel like you don't think of me as a person. It makes me feel like you're just thinking of me as someone who wants to give you a job. I'm a human. I make mistakes. I made one today when we were sending out sides that I had to correct. But I want to be treated like a human. And if you address me as a person and you say, I just want to work on this thing, I think it sounds really cool, I know so-and-so who you're working with, all of those things are fine, because they let me know that you're a person too. But don't look at me as just someone to give you a job. Make sure you know who you're talking to. Make sure you know what everyone does, because it makes you look like you care. Even if you don't. Even if you couldn't care less who I am or what I've done before. If you make it look like you do, I'm more inclined to think that you do, so I'm more inclined to bring you in, because you've shown your dedication to the work already before I've even hired you. Last thing, and this feels obvious, don't be late. It's the basic rule of everything. If you're on time, you're late. If you're late, you're fired. Don't be late. If you come down to the wire, I've already looked through 60 submissions, so getting to yours, I've already called in 30 people. Do I really want to call in 3 more? If you're late, I think you don't care. I think that you don't think that time applies to you, and that that's the way you're going to treat my set. And if I only have 8 hours to shoot something and you're going to be there an hour late, that takes a lot of time away from me. So don't be late on things. Don't be late, and don't mislead or lie. This goes for headshots, resumes, everything. Emails that you send me. Don't warp the truth to make yourself look better. There are ways that I will find these things out. I've had people send me resumes that they have parts in movies that either I or my friends have been in, and I've gone and checked those movies and found out that they weren't in them. And it's not a good look, because it makes me think that you're gonna lie to me, and I don't like people who treat me like that. In real life, in general, as a human, so why would I like it in my profession where I'm trying to create art with other artists? Be truthful, be honest, be upfront, be on time. You will make yourself look like the best candidate for the job, which is what you're doing at the end of the day. You're making a casting director, or a director, in my case, or whoever's looking at your stuff, know that you are the best candidate for the job, and that you're going to show up and be professional and do your job, which at the end of the day is what you're getting hired to do. You're getting hired to show up and do a job. Yes, acting is an amazing profession, and it's super fun, and I love it to death, but at the end of the day, we're getting hired to do a job, and so people need to know that we can do it. Those are all the things that I noticed while I was going through submissions for this project. I'm probably going to do a second part of this when we get all the self-tapes back, and then a third part of it when we do in-person callbacks, so I can give you guys as much of a full picture as possible of the casting process. Let me know if you like this. I'd love to do more of these, more of a little inside look at my life and the profession of acting. So if you're interested, let me know, and I'll hopefully talk to you guys soon. Thanks for watching.